Prince Harry's made headlines again back here in the UK over the weekend, because this is an interesting one, because I thought we had moved past this with the so-called peace summit that we had between Harry's communications team and the King's communications team a little bit earlier this year. But, he raised eyebrows. Harry raised eyebrows the day that Prince William landed in Rio for the Earthshot Prize, because it was the same time that he announced he'd be going to Canada, which again just shows that scheduling clash, which we understand had created some tension in the past. So what's happened over the weekend is that the palace sources have told The Times that they had never received any notice, despite Harry's team saying at the time that they had let them know as a courtesy that news was coming. This seems to be a case of recollections may vary once again. And I thought this was in the rearview mirror. So what do we think's going on here?
I mean, they either did it or they didn't. So if the palace is saying they had no notification, then I don't see why they would say that if they had been notified. I never really understand what all this fuss is about anyway, because Harry is on the outside. If he can't necessarily organise his diary just to suit the royal families, no more than when you're trying to do the grid system, other members of the royal family can absolutely fit in. Does it really matter? I think it's more of a puff than anything else. I don't think it really mattered. I don't think people were overly concerned. William got the lion's share of the coverage. Harry didn't really get a lot of coverage, I didn't think, which is inevitable, really.
I suppose that was the ultimate test, was to see then what would happen with the coverage, and I guess no harm, no foul.
I mean, there were 30, 40 journalists covering, William, and I don't think there was less than a handful dealing with Harry. So I don't think that it really mattered.
And doesn't it just illustrate, I think, the very different directions that both of those brothers are going? I mean, it was Harry who famously said all those years back that they were on a different path, and never more have they appeared on totally different trajectories. And, I think I look at Harry and I see someone in the vein of absolute celebrity. Whether it's award ceremonies,
after the Kardashians party.
The Kardashians.
Delete the pictures.
essentially in celebrity territory. As Rob says, William doing really important work over in Brazil, standing in for his father, addressing COP30, big pack of journalists following everything he's doing. I mean, this is a future king in the making.